We now have our very special interview from the Young Doctors. We have our very own young Doctor star, Jewel Blanch. Hi, Jewel. How's it going?
Good, great. Thank you. How are you doing over there?
Oh, we're all not too bad and enjoying the cold here, the nice cold air. So it's actually great to speak to you here. So, how
good
can
to
we?
talk to you.
Yeah, we just so you know, it's 6:20 in the morning here. It's a little bit chilly because it's winter, of course, in Australia. But
Nice and early.
yeah, it's a nice warm studio, so we're doing all right. You're talking actually to Mike. To introduce yourself, guys.
Brenton.
And Decka, of course. So there's the three of us who are going to. I've got a few questions for you. Yeah, welcome.
Alrighty, yeah,
Thank you.
that's cool. So, just to start off, sort of the first question is, how did you get involved with the Young Doctors?
Well, I was trying to remember that myself actually earlier today. I was living in Los Angeles, and which I had been since I was 10. And I think I was about 18. Yeah, 18 when I did the Young Doctors. I remember just getting asked to do it, and of course I said yes.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what exactly happened. It went through my agent, I believe, and I don't know the details. But
Yeah.
I was asked to come over and do it, and I was, thrilled. It was great. It was a lot of fun.
I bet that was really exciting. Yeah, just getting that news over the phone. Just let's do it.
But the role was actually
written. I was so used to going on tons of auditions, because living in Los Angeles, I did lots of other acting and Lassie Mod Squad Bonanza, lots of movies and all that. And it was always a matter of going on lots of auditions, and that was just what I did, all the time. And if I'd get a role, I'd be like, really, really thrilled and excited and happy. But there was a lot of interviews I'd go on, and of course I wouldn't get them. So, but to be actually asked to do it, just, like, hey, would you come do this? It was just lovely.
Yeah, very good.
Jewel, your role was actually written for you, apparently, which is unlike many roles in Australian TV. Your role was actually written for you, and that must have been really exciting.
It was. It really was. I wish I could remember the exact details of how that all happened. But as I said, it went through agent and manager. And at 63 now, my memory is not as good as I would like it to be. So, but I know there's lots of people that helped put it all together, and it came together beautifully. It was really fun.
It sounds like they had a storyline ready, and they needed someone special to do it, Jewel, and they decided that you were going to be that person. So obviously you were a good catch.
Well, it all worked out. Unfortunately, you're a little muffled. I'm not able to hear everything. So if I don't answer correctly, you'll know it's because I'm not hearing everything totally clearly.
Okay, no problem. Is that a bit better?
I'm trying. Sorry.
Is that a bit better?
Yeah, say something else.
Must be the tone there. That's all right.
So, Jewel,
That's better.
So you're actually singing on the Young Doctors, correct?
Yes, I was.
At Bunny's Place, which I believe was the nightclub in the TV show.
That's right. Yes.
But your character.
Yeah, sorry.
I was just going to say your character fell for the charms of Dr. Graham Steele, played by Tim Page. Yeah.
Yes, we had a romantic liaison.
But he didn't like the fact that you had a terminal illness. Is that right? He rejected you.
Yes. So, yes. Abby Singleton. Abby Singleton had a terminal illness.
Yes. Sorry, no, you're not you. Abby Singleton. Yes.
Show, right?
Yes, I meant Abby Singleton.
Get them off the show and steal them off. Right. Yes, there was a little nightclub, and Graham Steele and Mark Holden, of course, was there, and lots of great cast of people. Cornelia, what was her name? Cornelia.
Oh yes.
I can't think, but anyway, wonderful group of people.
That seems to have been the theme through all of the interviews that we've had. As everybody has said, it was almost like a family.
Sorry, what was that?
I'll hand you across to someone else because my microphone's a bit dodgy.
What Mike was saying there is through all the interviews we've had, the young doctors there seems like one really happy family, and it just seems like everyone got along so well and has really good memories about things.
Yes. They were a lovely group of people, and it was. I remember, showing up in the morning and everybody having coffee and just being, just lovely. I was treated very, very well.
Yeah, it sounds like a great place to have been back then. Yeah, but imagine that as well.
We had a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, say imagine that as well. 45 years later, and now the big box set is coming out, the DVD box set.
Oh, good. Great.
Yeah, so that's we've got a shop over here, JB Hi-Fi, which is doing their specials and stuff like that, and they actually are promoting the box set for the 45 years now, doing the first 250 episodes, wasn't it?
That's right, the box set of 250 episodes.
Yeah, and so it's not quite all of the actual episodes, but we've got a little competition going on here for our listeners as well with the rest, but yeah. All right. So in the Young Doctors as well, your character, Abby Singleton, she was actually a singer as well, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I believe you're
a singer. I guess that's why they wanted me, because I was, I'm not anymore, but I was at that point an actress. And I guess, because I was from Australia and I was living in Los Angeles, it just all came together, and it was good to be able to put those two things together in a show like that. It was really that really didn't happen in any of the other things that I did. So it was sort of separate. I've been a singer and I've been an actress, but I'm actually these days I'm a publisher. I've been a music publisher for about 36 years now, something like that.
Wow, yeah.
But that was fun. Those days of acting and singing were, enjoyable. Really, and it was really good time.
Quite a prolific career. I mean, you started off quite young, right?
Started at what?
You started very young, yes?
Yes. Well, actually, yeah. My parents were singers, and I got my first ukulele when I was 3, and then I made a record when I was 4, which, that sort of got me off started. And then, with my parents, we toured and we recorded, and then eventually moved to Los Angeles in 1968.
Yeah.
And then I started acting. I guess acting was from 1970 onwards, and then eventually moved back to Australia in 80. I think it was 80. And then I was at I had albums out over there. It was on CBS Records, and won the country music female blah 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 whatever few awards over there, and then eventually moved to Nashville in 1984, and I've been here ever since.
You actually were nominated for an Emmy.
I go back and visit.
I say you were actually nominated for an Emmy award at one point, weren't you?
I guess so. I don't really... An Emmy award? No.
Yeah, well, it says...
I don't think I was.
Let's see. I've just got what is it? An image database here. It says you got other screen credits, including Fantasy Island, The Morning After, and the movie Baffled, which also starred Leonard Nimoy. Now, he's also... he was actually a really good...
Yes.
I was a fan of his from Star Trek days.
Yes.
But it also says...
he was a terrific guy. Yeah, I love him.
Yeah, his personality was top notch, definitely. I think it says you were in portrayal for a blind girl in a tele movie called Blind Sunday.
Blind Sunday. I guess I was nominated for an Emmy, but I guess I seem to remember something about that.
That's all right. It was from the year 1982 to 83, so it was a fair while ago.
Yeah.
That's it. And also, you got Album of the Year in 1982 for the same awards for The Lady and the Cowboy. And that's
Right.
which went into the
With
Australian
my
Music Hall of Fame. Now, that is a really impressive achievement as well.
Oh, thanks. Well, that was with my dad. We did a duo album, sort of like a concept album, and yeah, that was fun. We did a TV special and called The Lady and the Cowboy, and it was interesting times. My dad's still, he's still around. My dad and my mom live on the Gold Coast.
Oh, right.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well, we've got
my dad, he still sings a bit.
Yeah, good.
Well, talking about your singing, a few people have actually asked some questions about your music, and so if you don't mind, I'll ask these questions on their behalf. Steve Biles in England asks, he's got a copy of the vinyl singing a single featuring "Will I Ever Learn and Teach the Children to Love," which you sang in The Young Doctors. And he says he's been hunting for the other songs which you sang in the show for years, but hasn't been able to find them. And the one he particularly liked had the opening line, "Anything can happen when you're lonely." He wants to know what the title of that song is and where he can find it.
Anything Can Happen. It's called Anything Can Happen, and I honestly don't know where, because I don't think it was ever actually released. It was as a record. I'll have to ask I think my dad probably knows where that is, so I'll see if I can find out and I'll let you know.
All right, so for Steve Biles, if you're listening, Anything Can Happen is the name of that song. Now, a few people, Amy Swift and Michael Lowe from England, Doug Jenkins and Harry Batterby from Australia, and Rachel Giles from New Zealand have all asked the same question. Is there any chance of you re-releasing all the songs you sang in The Young Doctors, perhaps on a CD album or even digital downloads on Amazon?
I don't think so. It's really sweet of them to ask. I don't really have access to the ones that I did on there. The recordings of them are scattered around, I guess. I think you can look most of them up on YouTube, I think. But no, I haven't been thinking about putting out anything new. But if the Young Doctors people want copies, that's great. I honestly don't know where they all are. But,
well, I'm sure those people.
No, I don't have any plans.
I'm sure those people who asked.
Thank you for asking.
I'm sure those people who asked about those songs will enjoy any of your music, which there's quite a bit on.
Oh, well, that's sweet. Well, I think you can look most of it up on YouTube. I've never really looked myself up at all on anything until recently, and someone was asking me about a few different things, and I started looking things up. I thought, I could pull up that video or that song or that, and it was kind of interesting to see what was up there.
Yeah, that's the part of the fun of it. You look yourself up in Google and YouTube, and that's brilliant when you find yourself. It's such a buzz.
It's kind of scary, really.
Oh, it is. It is, definitely. We've actually got a song of yours on YouTube here. We would actually like to play soon enough after a few more questions. It's a song called Will I Ever Learn?
Yes, go right ahead.
Yeah, so I'll give you a few more questions. Brenton will just ask you one more question, and then, we'll go straight to the Will I Ever Learn then. Go ahead. One more question, Brenton.
One more question.
One more question. Sorry, I just put you on the spot there. I thought you were ready.
You did. I don't have another question.
All right, no more questions.
I'll come back to you about it.
All right, well, we'll just stick this Will I Ever Learn on.
Will we ever learn?
That's the one. Enjoy.
Okay.
And that was the beautiful song by Jewel Blanch, Will I Ever Learn? That was, I'll just stop that advert there. That was beautiful, Jewel. Do you remember actually recording that?
Yes, I do. Thank you. It's a bit blurry, remembering all of that because it's been a long time. But no, I do remember it, and I do remember doing a video for it, and then of course the Young Doctors version. So yes.
Yeah, that was a beautiful song.
Yeah, it brings back good memories.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to be of help. All right, I'll stick you back on Brenton now. He's got his question ready, so that'll be cool. Hey, off you go.
So, Jewel, being a fellow television actor and so forth, I don't know if you get Neighbours over there in America, but it's a very popular TV show here and also in England. Well, I was on there for three.
Oh, yes.
I was on there for.
Yes, I'm well aware of it, and I used to watch it when I was visiting and all that. So yes, I know it was huge.
Okay, well, I was on it in the early days, back when it was actually a good TV show.
Yeah.
Back in from 1987 through to 1990, I was on it. I mean, whenever you do a TV show or theatre and so forth, because I also direct and act in theatre and so forth, it's always a lot of fond memories are created. What was your fondest memory of the Young Doctors?
Oh gosh. That's a hard one. I think just hanging out in between scenes, having coffee and talking to all the people about their interesting lives, because they were all just such an amazing, interesting cast. And I just thoroughly enjoyed being around the people in the show. That was my best memory.
Okay. Yeah, because it was a very popular show here in Australia, and it's popular.
Yes.
Our TV shows. I know our TV shows are very popular in England, but I didn't realise they were popular in America as well. Do you get our TV shows over there?
Not many of them, but I've seen. Obviously, my parents. Every time I go and visit my parents, they make me watch all my old shows and TV, and we always watch Young Doctors.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I mean, you can look it up here, but no, I don't believe Young Doctors was on over here. If it was on over here, I didn't know.
Okay.
But I'd go back and forth to Australia so much that I sort of, I'd see stuff when I was over there, and I know Young Doctors was huge in England and all over lots of places.
Yeah.
There's one other question for one of the special actors on the Young Doctors themselves. Now, we've asked every other interviewer this one as well, but do you remember Freddie? He's a very, very quiet actor, and he never used to face the camera. Do you remember that one? He was the dummy, the stand-in character, the stand-in where you didn't have any actors there. And I remember, was it Karen? Oh, right. Karen said she took the heartbeats of Freddie, and she got the thermostat? Got the stethoscope. Sorry, the wrong way around and stuff like that. Like funny stories and that. Have you actually got any funny stories from the times of maybe doing any mistakes or anything?
I wish I could remember, but I don't. I'm so sorry.
No, that's all right.
I just
don't remember. I just remember I could visualize being there and all the things happening, but no, unfortunately, I don't remember that.
Oh, it would be a while ago as well. And I mean, there's so many different memories and so many different ways and things that you've actually done lately, and it's great. Just reminiscing about the actual TV show Young Doctors is a good thing.
Yeah, I was very lucky to be in it, I must say, and it really was such an important, big show for many years, and everybody knows about it, no doubt.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it was an honor to be in it.
Yeah.
So Jewel, what have you been doing since your TV appearances?
Well, I was living in Los Angeles, and then I moved back to Australia and concentrated mostly on music, and then moved eventually in 1984 to Nashville with my husband that I married just before we left. And we started a publishing company called 1010 Music, and we discovered and managed a guy named Alan Jackson, who
I love Alan Jackson.
became very big in country music. And then Keith Urban, I've known since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Well, actually, he was a little kid, and I was older. I'm 10 years older than Keith.
Oh, wow.
But Keith, when he was 8, and his dad and his parents and my parents were friends, and so my dad, who was a singer and a guitar player, would actually teach Keith how to play, some chords on the guitar. Wow. And, of course, then the rest is history. I mean, Keith took off and became, absolutely brilliant. And then when I moved to Nashville, he came to visit, and he'd already had some success in Australia, but he came to Nashville, and he was looking for a publishing deal.
It was
and
meant to be.
I gave him a publishing deal, and he was with me for 13 years at
wow, that's
10 Music,
brilliant.
and we had lots of success and lots of fun, and I'm just very, very proud of him that he's continued. He's got such longevity, and I'm
too
very,
right.
very happy for him.
If you're chatting to him and he'd ever want to come on here, we'd be absolutely more than welcome and rapt to actually speak to him as well.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart. He really is. He's hard to get a hold of these days. But,
I bet,
every time I see him, he's always very loving and, thankful and grateful and all that stuff.
Well, that's it. Music brings out the best in people, I think. It speaks to the soul. Yes. It really does.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh, yes.
So, Jewel,
necessary.
You were saying before that you knew Keith Urban at a young age and so forth. But you were very young when you first started singing as well. It says here that you were 4 years old when you sang "I Want to Stay on Jumbo," a song. Now that was with your father. That was with Arthur.
Well, my dad wrote it, and it was. I recorded it in Melbourne. I remember vaguely all of this, and according to Wikipedia or whatever, I'm the youngest recording artist in the world, which I think is, I don't know if that's true, but that's what they say. But anyway, it was a little novelty record, and I grew up doing that, singing, acting, whatever. It was just sort of what I did. I didn't know any different.
Well, it must have been exciting, though. I mean,
raised in it.
I've got a 1-year-old little boy, and I bring him into the radio studio now and then, and he just loves coming in here. And he's actually been on the radio. He was on the radio a couple of weeks ago, and he's only just starting to learn how to speak, and a lot of squawks and things. He got up there because he's seen me talking into the microphone, so he grabbed hold of the microphone and tried to eat it.
Tasty microphones.
That's cute. That's cute. I've got two sons that are now, one's about to turn 30 and the other one is 28, and they're both musicians. One of them is based here in Nashville, and he's a heavy metal rock drummer.
Yeah,
and he is
that's the best way to be.
Fabulous.
He's a good boy. Good boy.
It's not my kind of music, but he is so good.
So Jewel,
and it runs in the blood, I guess. I don't know.
So speaking of that, your dad Arthur was involved in Australian country music.
Oh yes, he won lots of awards and was singing from the early 50s, actually.
So did he push you into doing it? Did you decide you just wanted to do it, or is it just?
I didn't know any different. I mean, both my parents always were singing and practicing whatever, and I just lived, grew up with that, and so it just seemed like the natural thing to do it,
Yeah.
So they didn't push it. It just sort of happened.
Yeah, because I've always said to my partner that if Alfie, my little boy, wanted to follow in my footsteps, I'd encourage it, but I'm not going to sit there and push him into it, But yeah.
Right. Just make it available and make it accessible, and maybe get him an instrument or whatever. I mean, my parents got me ukulele when I was 3, and taught me a few chords, and then sort of went from there. Really.
That's it. We all start really well on the guitars and stuff. It's great to start when you're young. Definitely great. Hey, listen. We're gonna have to.
When they're young, they can pick up anything.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Well, we're gonna have to cut this sort of short now. But we actually have a competition going for the Young Doctors. The 2-box DVD sets to give away. Now, what the competition is, obviously the box sets have got the first 250 episodes, but the question is to win these episodes, to win the box sets, is how many episodes in total. Now, no, you can't answer this one, but this is a question that we're going to ask people. So we've got the competition, yeah.
Can I enter?
Well, you might be able to enter, but you have to enter somebody else and somebody
I can't
miles away.
because I'm actually drawing the prize.
Well, there you go. So you can't enter. There's your question.
But it'll be drawn tomorrow afternoon at between 12 and 3 on the That's Entertainment radio show.
All right. So to enter the competition, we have to get people to enter via the website, via email or text message. And the actual text number here is 0413 636 024. Now, if these guys, girls, whatever, text messages our number, they can be put into the draw and enter the competition to win the actual DVD box set. Alrighty, so it was absolutely great speaking to you, Jewel, and would possibly love to do it again sometime. And if you wanted to, you could pass our name around to get other people we can give them a phone call from here and stuff like that. And yeah,
Sure.
it was just great speaking to you.
Lovely to speak. It was great to speak to both of you. And yes, anytime, happy to do it again. And let me know who you want to talk to, and I'll see what I can do.
Not a problem. Yeah,
You're very welcome.
It was beautiful, and I hope you have a rest of the day, a nice day, and keep up the good work. What can I say?
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right.
And all your listeners.
No worries. Thanks.
Okay, all the best.
Thank you.
See ya.
Thank you.